Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. Got a video today from Passport OG. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get Chow Time.
This beautiful Chinese woman has gained a lot of popularity on the internet because of her beauty. But unbelievably, she is considered a fat model in China. And you didn't hear wrong, because the fact
What is the average woman in America then?
is that Yue Debao considers herself a plus-size model in China.
Plus size.
Have you seen the new Asian chicks now necessarily, right? In China, what they doing?
What?
Okay, now we have the rise of the big booty Asian chick, bro, and it's starting to take.
I mean, there has been some big booty Asian chicks, but I guess it is on the rise now, considering a lot of Asians, especially here in America, Asian Americans, definitely go over that Botox, plastic surgery thing.
Oh, bro, you gotta see. I put the clip necessarily in the private chat right there as it's a Instagram video, right? But literally now we have I'm gonna call them the new built Asians, right? It's the Koreans and the Asian chicks, basically. Like, I don't know if you ever seen Koreans, but
before this video gets started, I want to make two disclaimers. The first is that I have something in common with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I like big butt.
The second disclaimer is that there will be some
I'm a chesticle kind of guy, but I can't say no to butts.
several references to an A word that's represented by the peach emoji often in pop culture. Something that, again, I'm quite fond of. And about this,
I cannot lie.
if you're a quote-unquote XY, Gen Xer, or younger from the West,
I gotta say, I'm with Passport Pops.
you are well aware of a campaign to attempt to redefine beauty for men. Of course, this is called body positivity, but it goes under a variety of names, including the celebration of Lizzo and the plus-sized model / entertainer.
Is this cake?
No, it's not. Oh, it's kidding.
What? Did they just make a cake sofa for her? I mean, when you like to eat, you get to lounge and eat at the same time.
And there was no plan to prank.
Unbelievably, she is considered a fat model in China. And you didn't hear wrong, because the fact is that Yue Debao considers herself a plus-size model in China. But the fact
I first came across Yue Debao flipping through social media, and I thought nothing more than just, she's a relatively attractive, thick Chinese woman that looks very good walking. But before I continue, I want to give you a little bit more research on her, so this is for research purposes, gentlemen.
Research purposes only. Just the attitude, like how they come across, even in these videos, it's still quite different than Western women, is it not? Research purposes only. I mean, she pretty much has everything that what most men want aesthetically. Fat? Really? Am I a chubby chaser? Research
I
purposes.
fancy myself an open-minded and tolerant individual, so I'll never poo-hoo a young lady who is either naturally plus size or either feels that her genetics / her decision are the reason why she chooses / is plus size. That said, however, it's important to remember that there's a strong social push recently to tell young men that this is a new beauty standard, even if that's not what their first choice might be. I think that's important to
It's like, oh, the new beauty standard, but I don't find it beautiful. Isn't beauty, according to everybody, the eye of the beholder? Well, men, the beholders, don't see it as beautiful. We see it as chunky monkeys.
remember is that when you travel, what's plus size in one place where we come from is not necessarily what plus size is somewhere else.
True.
And that young lady overseas in Asia, that think she's plus size might be just right for you.
But the fact is that unlike many Western countries, the Chinese have a different standard of beauty, where the ideal woman is very thin with a delicate silhouette, thin waist, long legs, small buttocks, and a very thin face. In other words, while Yue Dabao is extremely beautiful and exactly the beauty standard of many South American countries, it is very likely that men from her own
South American? North America too.
country would not choose her to marry, since she is considered outside the beauty standards. This just shows us that something that one culture finds beautiful can be very different in other countries.
Bro,
Can you imagine if Americans went over there? If she's plus size, American women are rotund.
if black women lose market share on having ass,
It's over. It's truly already
completely
over. It's already over with.
The first thing I noticed looking at you
Black women losing market share on ass. That was a good one.
Dabao's TikTok page was the underwhelming number of views on it. For a young lady that is as attractive as she is, I would expect her to have at least tens of
What? I get more views than this. And I'm a nobody with no assets. This woman has amazing assets.
thousands of views, but she only has some 20,000 followers. Maybe it's because she's in the West doing the TikTok page, and some say that she has millions of followers in China. That said, it speaks to a disparity in what maybe young Asian men find as attractive.
Hey. I like a big booty. I also cannot lie.
And this might be part of the reason why a young lady like her is struggling, when you can see very clearly in Western TikTok and social media that there are young ladies that are, in my opinion, not
Subpar.
a third as attractive, that are getting a lot more attention. And that speaks to the disparity that men can exploit when we travel, because young ladies like this don't get the kind of attention that they might get in a more, dare I say, accepting area of body positivity.
The fact is that Yue Dabao considers herself a plus-size model in China.
You gotta. What I'm telling you, bro, it's starting to get scary out here. Cause when I start going into like the rabbit hole on Instagram, and you start looking out
Zulu,
here,
wait a
it's
minute,
like,
wait a minute, Zulu, wait a minute.
As anyone watching this channel knows, I have a very strong affinity for Mr. Z Black in Effect. And the panel that he had this past weekend, the first one, was absolutely masterful. There is a second part that I would like for you to listen to, because it's 10, 20 times more important than this part. But this part was the juicy stuff. And you're going to see why.
I'm saying, you're saying something right now. You're saying something right now.
Hey,
Go ahead.
a big booty Asian is a problem.
that is a weapon.
Why is it a problem?
That is a weapon for
That's a weapon.
that will prosper. that weapon will prosper.
Hey, listen.
In my opinion, the chief fallacy in the body positivity argument is that on the intellectual level, you can tell a guy that you should be more attracted to young ladies that are a bit bigger because they have difficulty keeping the weight off, and it can allow them to be more of who they actually are. Okay, I can understand that point of view. But what you cannot argue is when in front of that man is standing his ideal body shape and look. And for a lot of young men, African-American men, if she is of quaint size and she has a nice rear end, and my particular fancy is that she is an East Asian young lady who has very muscular lower bodies, and she's athletic, and she has some gluteus maximus sticking out, and she has a little
Passport Pops is tripping over his words.
kind of cheerful, gleeful, kind of silly smile. Hey,
That is
man.
correct. No, he's right about that cheerful, goofy, silly smile. You really don't get that much in the West.
Body positivity is not going to erase that. And that's why you're hearing the gentleman on this panel get so excited.
Hey, listen.
Look,
usual
if-
business. Like if you're talking about like fake Asian chicks, like I suggest like you look at Filipinos. Like
No.
I just think it's funny because one of you guys commented on my video saying, "Oh, Red likes big girls," and my girl read that, by the way. she read it and she was like, I'm big. It's just, it made me laugh so hard. And she's a Filipino with quite a, robust bottom half herself.
No, trust me, I know what you're saying, but what I'm telling you, no. They have not, because if you ain't never really seen Korean women, actual Korean women from the actual continent, right?
I haven't seen Korean women.
The peninsula.
Let me finish, right? What I'm telling you is, it's because of their diet they don't get big, right? Once they change that diet, that ass, then
This is true. Asians just don't eat a lot of beef. Beef is expensive in most Asian countries, especially in Cambodia, and it sucks. Oh my God, the last time I went to Cambodia and ate, I'm a big beef guy. Almost every single beef dish I ate in Cambodia was not that great because their beef is tough. Like, the cow got worked to death before he got slaughtered. He didn't just, get raised to get slaughtered. So, yeah, meat in Asian countries, Cambodia, super expensive. Fish, super cheap. So most people eat fish. Fish has good protein, but nothing like beef.
and pops, bro.
Let me say this to what Compassionate was saying. If black women lose that ass market share, bro.
Oh my God. Kim Kardashian already.
It's kind of true. They did have the monopoly on that market share for a very long time.
Kardashian chipped away a lot of that
And
market
they
share
hated
already.
that. That's one of the reasons. And I get it.
Bro,
right?
that's why the BBL epidemic blew up like it was.
Yeah,
they
because of her.
They were trying to
That makes sense.
reclaim some more market share that they lost by over exaggerating the asses. But if they lose it to Koreans and Japanese, if Asian chicks get ass and cut in a nice little cuff, it's over with, bro.
As I normally
It really
do when I clip
is.
Mr. Z's streams, I'm going to implore you to go listen to the stream, because later in the stream, there was a much more pertinent conversation about more than just when the quote-unquote ass pops. That was worthy of almost being clipped and downloaded. But I'll let you go listen to it to hear that part of it. That said, it's very important to remember that what plus size is in one area is not what plus size is in another area.
True.
And so when black men are going around the world to see new opportunities, it's important to remember that we come from a very captive situation where we're essentially told what we can do, who we can date, how we can date them, what we're supposed to do as a man, what we're doing wrong, how bad of people we are. It's a very long, exhaustive list of how many things that black men get wrong. And getting away from that list is a new kind of freedom, which was talked about later in that stream, which you should go listen to, with an appearance from the nameless protagonist. Getting away from that is a freedom that black men not only should experience and enjoy, but I think it's something that we need.
Shout outs to Passport Pops, Passport OG. No, I agree with him. I meet and speak with a lot of young black men. And again, I tell you the story about a young gentleman in El Paso. He came up from Chicago. I believe he grew up in not Chicago, like the Midwest area, in a very, segregated community. And then he joined the military, and he joined the military in El Paso, and he got into El Paso. And then when he got to El Paso, that's when he realized, oh, women out here are different than the women I'm actually used to. Because when you grow up and if you see only these type of women around you, you just kind of assume that's most women because that's all you see anecdotally. But when you move to a different area, it doesn't even have to be a different country, it could be a different state, or even a different city, it changes. And just from that, now imagine a different country, a different culture, different origins, how much it would open up young men's minds, not just black men, all young men's minds, that, oh, I don't have to settle for what's here. Oh, there's other women out there other than these types of women that I see all the time to choose from. It really does open up people's eyes. Travel, guys. please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And if you're